What moment in life made me realize I had to write a book? So I've only written one book. I've always written, but I only committed to writing one book. And my experience working with children made me realize that it was time to write a book. The book is about young children and the experiences that they go through. COVID played a big part of me wanting to write the book because as an educator, I was separated from the young people and I thought about their lives and what they may have needed and how we weren't able to be there. So the book is dedicated to the young people that have everyday situations taking place that we could be more knowledgeable about and understand and comprehend and come up with a game plan to support them at all costs and not wait until something bad happens. If I could describe my writing style in three words, it would be honesty, funny, and organic. A typical writing day for me, I'm actually not a person that always writes. I do a lot of thinking in my head and I save notes, but I'm not the best at just always writing. So when I do have a day where I'm writing, I really hone in and focus in. Like I put some white noise in the background, the sound of rain, and some thunderstorms, and some old school music, and I really just focus so I can write and not think about anything else. Sometimes I cut all the lights off too, because I really have to focus. So that's when I really get in that space, that's what I do. So the part of my book that felt the most personal to write, I would say throughout every story, I did a reflective piece. So I shared stories about children, but there was a reflective piece talking about my personal experiences to better understand what the children were going through and diving into my childhood and revisiting moments where things may have been somewhat traumatic. I had to do that to understand where children were coming from and putting those things out there for the first time is like, damn, you know, people people are going to learn more about me than I usually put out there, but sometimes you have to do that to ensure that you tell the story the best way possible. The type of reader I imagine holding my book is definitely someone that works in the education field, but my goal is to get it into the hands of people that make decisions on what happens inside of the classroom or what happens with young people, because sometimes the people that work directly with young people feel like they're not listened to or they're not heard. So if we can get this book into the hands of people that make decisions, that would be like the main goal and purpose of this book. I think stories like mine are important right now because young people are speaking up more. They're far more active than they used to be. Like they on social media now. Um, Unfortunately, sometimes for not the best reasons, certain things come up. But I think if we come up with a solution or engage with each other to figure out what to do with our young people, we won't have to wait until something negative happens to finally be a part of their lives or to engage with them. What inspires me outside of writing is just community. Like the community that I'm a part of is beautiful. I know artists. I know people that do video. I know people that do poetry. People that paint. Right. All of those things are inspirations for me because I consider myself a storyteller. So seeing anyone tell a story the best way they know how is helpful for me to learn how to possibly utilize those skills or to just tap into my own form of storytelling and do the best way, do the tell the story the best way I know how. Oh, my movie. If my book was a movie, I would cast myself as the lead role. Like I'm the main character, but it would have to be me or somebody that was could play my role. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely happen to be the main character. That's like not the main character, but I'm the main character. But it'll be me. That'll be my acting debut. I hope readers have a chance to reflect on their childhoods and to look deeper into the connections they have with the young people in their lives. As I keep saying, we usually wait until something bad happens to figure out what we can do with young people. If we do work in advance, that won't have to be the case. We'll have things set up. We'll be prepared. We'll be ready to address any situation that comes up and have a library of things that we can dive into to understand where we are as a collective. And I believe if we give our young people a chance to speak to us and we begin speaking to them more often, a lot of situations, troubles, issues, things that we struggle with as adults and authoritative figures, it'll change. It'll change instantly.